Yeah, I haven't been going live as much with hair content.
There's a couple different reasons. One reason is, I don't know, just sometimes the comments are weird and I don't have time for weird comments. And to me, like, I want to have fun on my YouTube channel, and this is a place where I'm going to express my creativity in a way that makes me feel good, not in a way that's conducive to like people that want to troll or anything like that. Because I'm sorry, I'm not somebody that puts up with that stuff, and I'm not somebody to be trolled, because I'm just here doing my introverted little happy stuff and not into it, not for it, and I have always been nice to everybody, so yeah, I will not condone that. So, because there are some people on the internet, and it didn't used to be like, I've gone live on my channel for years, and I know there were some people who said, oh, you shouldn't be on this platform unless you accept every comment. But you know, people went live for years on YouTube, and it's only recently that I feel like there have been some bad apples, but I'm not even going to address the bad apples, just because I feel like I feel sorry and sad for like a lot of people who just leave those kind of comments up, because I like a happy, elevated space. I could see if somebody did something to someone, like, okay, but personally, this is just my personal point of view. I'm not out to, like, give people a hard time. I don't like that. And it doesn't make me think higher of someone when they do that. You know, it just kind of makes me think less of them, really. Like, when you give somebody a hard time, I don't feel like that engenders, like, feelings of positivity of me towards them. I'm just like, maybe you should go explore those feelings somewhere else, because it's not like most introverts, like true introverts that just are into building other people up and positivity and kindness, we don't like that stuff, you know? That's just our take on it. Some people really like that vibe. I don't like that vibe. I'm never gonna be part of that vibe, I guess. It's just not for me, you know? I guess is what I'm trying to say at the end of the day. I like to finger separate my hair for a while before I comb it out. Hi. So that's another thing too. I want to talk about like what people think long hair is supposed to be like. For instance, like throughout the years, because I have long hair, I think, and I do like some metal music, but I like more power ballad. Like, I went to the Metallica concert with my sister, but there's really only a couple of Metallica songs that I actually like. I like more 70s, mid 80s style power ballad. Like, I like some White Snake songs, and I like some Scorpion songs. Like, I'm more into that type of, maybe more hair metal, but I was never a headbanger. I just wasn't. I'm just not that. And some people think if you have long hair that you want to bang your head up and down. I don't. Like, I don't know. I've just never wanted to be a headbanger. And I feel like finally I can just come out and say that. I can like certain songs, but I also like the moody blues. I love gently detangling my hair, and that's what I love. I'm not here like to subscribe to a certain way of doing long hair. Like, I just do my long hair my own way every day. I never believed that silicones were bad for your hair, and it's funny how it's come full circle and people are like, oh, silicones are actually good for your hair. Yes, they are. Well, dimethicone, that's my favorite one, really. I love silicone. I like henna. I don't care what anybody says. Like, a lot of people that have no expertise and no knowledge of henna, they think henna's bad, but I'm like, wait a minute. They've never applied henna. Obviously, my hair is thick, and what they know about henna is probably just something they read on the internet. But they never actually had background experience with henna, and henna can be good. So I want you to stay far away. Anytime somebody says in long hair world that you can't do this, go stop sign and walk the other way. Because they're just like trying to take away your long hair fun and learning curve. This is what I believe. I believe anytime somebody says, oh, you can't, like, you have to always finger detangle your hair. Well, I finger detangle to begin with, but I still comb and brush my hair too. I don't go with what everybody else does because I'm on my own path, 100 to the 20. And that's what helps my hair grow because I'm intuitive with my hair and I'm never going to follow a trend when it comes to my hair, you know? Like some people just want you to do what they're doing or to do what's trendy and like, and even though I have wavy hair, I don't do anything like to make it to where I could wear it wavy a certain way because I wear my hair in braids most of the time. So, and a lot of wavy hair people are like, if you just comb out your hair and braid it, it's going to pull the wave if you wanted to wear it loose. I don't even like to wear my hair loose that often because it's just Tangle Town. Like, it's not for me. It's not that exciting. Like, I don't find it that exciting. Some people think it looks better that way, but I'm like, they're just not practical. They don't understand that, like, if you're living with super long hair, that's not practical. And I grew my hair really super long one time. Not the floor length, but the upper cap length. So I feel like I kind of know. And I always follow my intuition, but this time I'm doing it a little bit different. Like, I think that last time I did it, I did have a leave-in conditioner that I would sometimes use that had dimethicone, but I'm going heavier on silicones this time. I still use some oil, but I'm going a lot heavier on silicones. And yeah, cones are your friends, and to the people who say that cones are bad, I don't agree. I also use sulfate shampoo because, yeah, if you only wash your hair once, twice, or maybe I want 3 weeks this time, I'm gonna definitely use sulfate shampoo. And I kind of use Nextral shampoo when I wash because it's, I don't know, I like using it. That's what I've been doing right now. I used to do Silson Blue Naturals, but then when that ran out, I decided I kind of like Nextral better. Yeah, I do. I don't know. It's just, that's my hair path right now, okay? It's not the hair path that everybody else is on. It's my hair path. I see, like, dermatologists recommend it. So, yeah, I don't want to wash my hair every day. That's just not for me. If washing your hair every day is for you, you should do that. But I don't want to do that. I don't need to do that. Like, the most I would do right now, which I do sometimes, would be, like, once a week. But usually it's, like, 2 weeks, sometimes 3. It just depends on my mood. I noticed in the wintertime, though, I do need to wash my hair a little bit more, like this past winter, just because it was so dry that I needed more moisture in my hair. I was noticing then, like, once a week was really good. And maybe I'll go back to once a week in the coming months. I don't know. It's just, I go with what my hair feels like doing. But in between, I also rinse my roots a lot. But not the way that other people do it. Like, I use claw clips and I just let the shower hit my roots. You know, I don't do things the way other people do. Like, there's so many prescriptions for how you're supposed to grow your long hair. And I don't follow any of them. Like, I follow my intuition, and I believe that you can create your own hair routine by experimenting with your hair type. Like, I can't tell you if what I'm doing is going to work for you, because I don't believe in that. And I actually think it's bunky. Like, when people sell, like, a program, like, I've never tried, like, I might have shared products I like where you could buy them through my link, but I've never sold anybody a hair program. And I never would do that because I think it's weird. I truly do. And it's a little pyramid scamming, in my opinion. Like, I'm not trying to get down. Like, you know, I can get it if you're a long hair influencer and you kind of do a deal with, like, you know, Maids by Mill. I have, or Abby Young, and they kind of do a deal with certain mainstream brand names where, like, they kind of launch a line. That is different, okay? But these people that are like, I have an ebook and you need to do this, or you can pay me $300 to do a consultation. There's just some sort of scam alert going off in my head because it just sounds like MLM. It sounds like multi-level marketing. It sounds like, but they're not like trichologists. Like, a lot of the people that do that, they're not trichologists, And your own hairstylist, like there are actually long hair stylists. Like I even told somebody that was in the long hair space, they were surprised. They didn't think it was a real thing. But you could spend that amount of money and go to like, I don't know, one of the Rapunzel studios. Although I don't agree with all their techniques because apparently George Michael salons are kind of anti-henna. So I'm not going to be in their camp. I probably would go to an Indian base. Like if I was going to go to a long hair salon, I'm not going to, by the way, because I'm a DIY girly. I'd probably want to go to like a Middle Eastern or an Indian one more than I would like a George Michael one. That's just my own viewpoint because of their stance on Ayurvedic hair care. I feel like they don't respect it and they're a little bit too Western perspective because the anti-henna stuff, it's like, I don't believe like the European mindset's the best when it comes to hair care. I actually believe the Asian mindset's the best. Yeah. Or African. I don't know. But I don't think it's like the European one. Because I think Africa and Asia know more about hair care than European did. You know, they took things from Middle East and they took things from Africa and Asia. But that's kind of my viewpoint. You know, I don't know. I'm part Syrian and Lebanese, so yeah, of course I'm gonna be like very respecting of Middle Eastern. I'm not even going to a salon. I'm just saying if I was gonna go to a long hair salon, I don't really like the anti-henna crowd. And I've done interviews with people who they don't like henna, but that's their viewpoint. I just like to differentiate. Like I'm open to interviewing many different people, and they have their own views. But like when it comes to me, I have my own views because I don't mind. Like I'm always interested in what people have to say. But my view is, I think that Middle Eastern and Indian people and African people, like talking about like traditional African people, they know more about hair care than like Europeans. Just my viewpoint. I mean, maybe in the past there were Europeans that did, but that's their tips on hair care is going to be very limited to a very, I don't know, hair type that's more like and even my sisters have a little bit of that wavy pattern that's more, I guess, I feel like a little bit more Middle Eastern, but I feel like they take more after our European side, whereas my hair has more of a Middle Eastern, like just the way that it reacts to certain things. So I like it. So maybe these things work for me. Like I like olive oil in my hair. I like henna. I don't know. That's just my take. That's very cool. I like Armenians. Armenians are awesome. There is an Armenian community in Damascus, actually. I had a cousin that was born there, like a third cousin, and she used to post about it on Facebook. But Armenians have a very rich history in the Middle East. Like some people don't realize that Armenians, like they're very much an intrinsic part of the Middle East. Like Armenians, not that I'm keeping tabs on this, converted to Christianity way before Europeans did. You know? Like all these people who think you're, like, they don't understand that there were Arabs. Well, they were Arabites later. Levantines, I guess you could call them, Aramaic people, and Armenian people, and Canaanite people that were Christian way before Europeans. Because it took a while for Christianity to be accepted. Not that I believe that you have to be a certain religion or anything. I just think it's funny, like you go on TikTok right now and there's people saying, oh, that somehow Arabic people are demonic. And I'm like, are you kidding me? My last name's Arabic. You're just not going to win points with me when you put your culty stuff on the internet. I don't know, but I digress. That's neither here nor there. I have my own viewpoints on things, and I embrace my viewpoint a little bit, you know? So I love to talk to many different people and hear their views, but I do have my own views, and I just like to kind of make that known. So I will talk to people, but just because somebody has one view, that doesn't make it my view, right? And I don't need to fight with somebody. Like, I'm not going to argue with them, because I actually believe in, you know, they can say what they say, but that doesn't take away from what I feel, you know? So you need to find your own hair journey, is what I guess I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like a lot of people think nowadays they need like a 17-step routine to hair, to skin, and all these things. And I don't know. I don't really agree with that. But if you want to spend your money on those things and it makes you feel better about your hair, I would say do it, embrace it. But I don't understand like the point of that because there's so many people growing their hair long just using drugstore products. And drugstore products are good. Or just like rosemary and olive oil or coconut oil that you can buy in the grocery store. I don't believe you have to buy all these high-end products. Like, I just don't believe that. You know? But they'll always try to sell you something. That I do think, you know, for sure. So I always like finger kind of detangle my hair first, but eventually I do like to get in there with a comb because you can finger detangle, but do you know, like, and this is something I always thought, but I really think one influencer that I actually do, like, think she has some credence is Mains by Mel, because she has curly hair, I have wavy hair, but she made such a good point that finger detangling takes forever if you have, like, especially curly hair. So I feel like having a wide tooth comb, like, eventually, I like to get in there, like, after I've done, like, I do think, like, if you have big knots and gnarls, yes, you should finger detangle some of that, of course. But eventually, I like to get in here with a wide tooth comb and go at it, you know? That's just my take on it. Like, eventually, I want to get in there with the wide tooth comb and make sure that I'm getting all the tanglies out. Because the wide tooth comb is kind of good because you can get in there and gently, you're not ripping your hair. You just have to be very gentle when you do it. See, that's the thing too. I'm very much into gentle hair care. Like, some people say, I have so many ideas on hair care. Like, some people think hair ties break your hair. But I don't know if I believe that either, because I think it's the way, like, okay, so there's people that chemically treat their hair or they use heat on their hair, but yet the hair tie is the culprit for everything. And I guess if you were using heat, chemically treating your hair, and using hair ties, maybe one thing has to go. But I have never had these problems with hair ties because I use bigger ones. I stretch them as I do rotations. And, like, a scrunchie is just not going to hold up my hair. Like, I've talked about this before. Like, it's just not going to hold up my hair. Like, if I do a little pony, it's going to kind of slide down. And I don't like that. So, I don't know. I kind of like to have my hair in a low pony where I have some control over it, personally. Like, if I want to put it in a braid, like, that's the whole point. I need, like, somewhat of a solid base. I'm not doing a high ponytail. I do a low pony. I know a lot of people like a low pony, a high pony, but I've always, like, I think this was just an intuitive thing. Like, many, many years ago when I was young, like my early 20s, I just kind of came to the realization that a low pony puts less tension on your hair, but yet it allows you to kind of smooth your hair back. So I love a low pony just because it feels more natural. Like, it pulls your hair back, but it doesn't, like, pull it up in a way, like, as severely. Like, I still use claw clips to put my hair up, but that's different when I do that because I'm not, it's just the distribution is different. And that's another thing too, like, when I do updos, like, now I'm kind of opting for more claw clip. Not that I'm not going to do hair donuts and things, it's just hair donut styles require, like, U-pin or bobby pin, and that's a lot. That can be a lot for your hair sometimes. And I have to do a lot of pre-planning to do something like that, you know? So, here's another thing. I don't use hairspray. Like, some people love hairspray. I don't like it. It makes your hair all sticky and crunchy. I don't want to put hairspray in my hair. Like, if I smooth the top of my hair down, I just do it with a little, like, sometimes, occasionally, and I never even had mousse until a couple years ago because I did experiment with, like, doing a wavy hair routine. Like, maybe I'll use a tiny bit of that to kind of smooth my hair down, but mostly I like to use a little bit of water or oil. And I'm not into, like, really sticky, heavy things in my hair. Like, people say oil and conditioner is going to be sticky and heavy, but I don't want to put hairspray in my hair. I've just never been a hairspray girly. Like, growing up, my mom never had hairspray in our house. That's probably going to floor you. My mom did the most beautiful, exquisite French braids, but she never had hairspray. The only thing that I had was hair oil, and that was something I used, and they didn't even use that. They just used water. So you don't need, and I opted, I think I started having my mom buy a leave-in conditioner because I did need that for maintaining my hair. So it's not like my hair routine has dramatically, but as you can see, I definitely have wavy hair. I'm just not trying to make it look a certain way. I'm just combing it out because I like to comb my hair out because it makes me, I don't know, it just makes my hair feel good, and that's what I want to do. I'm not trying to do the hair routine that everybody else is opting for. I'm just doing the one that makes me happy. So like if you want to do the curly hair routine where you squish to condition and all that, I just don't want to do that because I'm not going to be wearing my hair down anyway. I don't wear my hair loose. I know I had a channel where I said always wearing my long hair down, which by the way, down just means like it's down. It doesn't mean like it's loose. Like there's a difference between loose and down. But it was just this technicality. Because at the time, I never liked updos. Like, I didn't even start wearing updos until my hair was a lot longer, like 2018. I never used to do updos, honestly. I just used to put my hair in a braid. It was very rare that I ever did an updo. I don't know. I just didn't love them. But then I started liking them more in 2018, so I started doing them more. But I'm just, like, nowadays I do them a lot, but not for the reasons like the long hair community says, because I think they say like that's the way that you have to grow your hair long is with updos, which I don't think I agree with that either. I think you just need to do protective hairstyling. I don't know. I think you just need to find your own way. But I feel like things have kind of changed too since COVID because more people have come online and you're just seeing more people sharing their own ways of doing hair. So I'm all about, you need to find the way that works for you, friends. You can't just listen to your local influencer and be like, that's the way. But they change their way every 5 days, if you notice, because a lot of it's about what is trending, what's getting the view. Like, you know, my take is if you want to grow your hair long, you need to be gentle and you need to figure out what works for your hair. I do think that sulfate shampoo is good for, you know, doing, you know, a hair cleanse. Like that I do. Like a clarifying shampoo. I believe in that. And I do think silicone conditioners or leave-ins are good, especially ones with dimethicone, because they help detangle your hair. And I like that sort of thing, but a lot of people don't like that sort of thing. You know, a lot of people are not into it. So, like, a lot of people think that silicones are bad and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, okay. I even watered down, like, this silicone-based detangler, and I kind of put more of this in my hair. Make it last longer. This is basically the Dollar Tree version of No More Tears Johnson & Johnson. So I haven't found this again. But this is one of my favorites, the Garnier Fructis. I need to find what the dupe is. Not dupe, but like, I bought this last year and it's lasted me like a year because I make this stuff last. And then I've been buying many bottles of this at the Dollar Tree. So I guess it's the Johnson & Johnson No More Tangles, but I like it because it has dimethicone in it. And people were like, oh, you need to buy conditioners that come with a box hair dye because that has dimethicone. But guess what? So does this. And so does this. You don't have to buy that conditioner that comes with the hair. I know like some people are saying that because I guess some of the influencers are saying that that's the one, like the hair conditioner that comes with the hair dye is one of the few that has a specific like ratio. But I'm like, I still think this one, like the leave-in, and then the Garnier conditioners, and then I'm trying this one out. I used up the last of my Garnier today, but I used this one last time, and guess what? This one also has, does it have Emma? I thought this one had Emma. Yes. This one has dimethicone and dimethicone. It has both. So I like this one a lot. It's pretty good. Do I like it more than the Garnier? I'm not sure. It was a little bit more pricey than the Garnier. Like it was like $1 more. Do I think it's better? I don't know. I haven't used it long enough to decide. I do use so much conditioner on my hair though that my hands get really slippery in the shower. So if I pick it up even after washing my hair, I'm like, I have to rinse my hands off again. There's a lot of conditioner on that bottle. But that's good because I like that slippery feeling after I use the sulfate And I concentrate the shampoo in my scalp these days. I might pull some through to my mids and ends, but mostly I'm shampooing my scalp and I'm doing 2 washes. I'm not doing like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. So you do whatever works for you, friends. What works for you will be the thing that works for you. What works for me will be the thing that works for me. And I think overall you just want to be gentle when combing out your hair. You know, my opinion. Don't like rip out your hair. Like, obviously I feel like that's the way to grow your hair longer. You want to retain more of your length by being gentle. You know, gentle hair care will outrank expensive products every day. Because you could have every pricey product that you want to buy, but if you're like heat styling, bleaching, yanking a brush through your hair, you're breaking your hair off. So you could have all those expensive products, but they're not going to get you the result you want because of the actions that you're taking. So the biggest, most integral action you can take is just be gentle with your hair. And everybody can go. My sister loves and I haven't tried this one conditioner yet. I'm not the biggest fan of the washout conditioners from the Dollar Tree, but there's one that my sister really, really, really loves. It's like this purple bottle of conditioner, and she loves that thing. She says it's really good for detangling her hair. I'll have to look to see if it has amidimethicone. I never did look to see on that one because I haven't looked at that one, but it's $1.25, and she swears by that thing. And her hair is wavy like mine, but it's a little bit finer. And she has lighter hair, like, I don't know, medium brown maybe, reddish, auburn. But yeah, her hair's a little bit more like my mom's texture, but her hair tangles easily. And she loves that thing. She just loves it. Thank you. Thank you. So I like to just be very gentle when I comb through my hair, you know? I think gentle wins the day more than rough styling. Oh, I hate blow drying too. Like, I do agree with a lot of people who are not into blow drying. I don't. I tried it a couple times when, yeah, there are some really good hair, like, I'll be honest with you. I got a couple really nice hair straightener. Yeah, hair straightener, I think, and a blow dryer. They were good quality ones, okay? Very good quality. If you were going to use a hair dryer, yeah, use one of those. But I don't like the way it makes my hair feel afterwards, so I'm not going to do it. I don't see the point. I'm not wanting to wear my hair loose, and I'm not wanting to like always wear it straight, and yeah. Those were just my thoughts on that. So I do like to take my hair in little sections and kind of just comb it. Like, I'll still do like finger detangling first before I go through with it, because I love that slippiness. And I'm not like scrunching my hair, but it's kind of the same idea, because it just kind of gives your hair like a little bit of a cast, but not in the same way. It's not like, it's just like an unintentional, I would say it's like a lighter cast than what you would get. I love this particular leave-in conditioner. I have other ones, like I'd have to reach down and get one of them that I have. But yeah, I have other leave-in conditioners, and the first couple days after I wash my hair, I use some of the more oil-based ones, but I've been noticing now that I'm going for more amidimethicone, that I haven't even had, like, I still use oil in my hair, but I haven't even had oil in my hair as much, which might sound counterintuitive. Like, there is oil, though, in this leave-in conditioner. It has, I believe it has, like, some sort of oil in it. Does it? Maybe it doesn't. No, I don't think this one does, actually, which is interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I do still use some oils occasionally. I find I've been using less of them. I don't know. I still put oil in my hair. Just maybe a little bit less. Well, no, that's not entirely true because I've been playing with this. But I use this like earlier in my wash cycle. I don't use this as much after I wash my hair, but I've been liking this one, and this definitely has some oil in it. So I don't know. I just kind of mix them, play around with it till I find something that feels fun, I guess. And if I see hairs that are kind of sticking out before I go in, I just kind of pull them out so they don't get stuck when I comb out my hair. Although the thing I love about what wide tooth comb is, yeah, it's just gonna kind of gently work the tangles out. And I don't know why this is considered worse than your fingers, because I feel like a wide tooth comb is just so gentle. It really is. I highly recommend sulfates and silicones. I don't agree with the people that are against them because I don't know. I feel like it made my hair a lot easier to grow longer when I started implementing more of them. Like I always did a few, but when I started realizing, hey, I think 2 years ago without realizing I had bought this one and it had dimethicone. I'm like, why do I like this one so much? Oh, yeah, I like that. I like it a lot. And as for hair oil, I still let my, when I do henna, I put oil in the henna which goes on my scalp. But I haven't even tried scalp oiling again after that time I tried it a few months ago because I kind of thought about it and I'm like, I don't really feel like I need to do that because I extend out hair washing and my hair makes its own oil on its scalp. I don't need to oil my scalp. Like, I just haven't been feeling the need to do that anymore. Like, I experimented with it, but I'm like, overall, I just don't think it's something that I need to do with my hair, to be honest with you. Thank you. It's nice of you to say so. I appreciate your nice thoughts. Thank you, thank you. By the way, I have a story about an elderberry bush, and one somehow started growing in my patio area. These things get to be 30 feet high. I didn't plant it. A bird must have planted it in a natural occurring kind of way without me going into detail about that. So anyhow, this thing was so hard to pull up yesterday. And yes, I had to pull it up because they might grow in nature, but technically it's a weed if it's growing in your backyard in an apartment complex. And it shot up overnight. The thing grew like, it was almost 7 feet high. So it was hard getting that thing out. I literally had to jump on it to like take it out. And I'm sure they're nice in nature, but it cannot grow on my patio. But boy, was that thing, oh my gosh. Because next to my apartment, there's like a sprinkler and there's a little bit of grass. So it would get watered every night. And then we had the sun. And then we had some rainstorms last month. And that thing just was shooting up every day. And I'm like, I finally figured out what it was with my mom. Like, we're looking for it. And she goes, wait, that's an elderberry bush. You need to get rid of that thing. They get to be 30 feet high. Not only do they get tall, but they get wide. And that thing is not easy to get out. Its roots are still in there, unfortunately. So hopefully it doesn't start growing back. But yes, I had a lot of fun pulling that thing out yesterday. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was not exciting, but I might do some more work on my patio because I would like to start painting out on my patio again, although I'll have to get a new like outdoor table when I'm ready to do that, or when I would like to start doing that again. So if you ever have an elderberry bush growing in your patio, good luck. Next time I'm gonna buy hedge clippers because I never thought I live in an apartment complex. Why do I need to own hedge clippers? I bought a rake, okay, and I didn't want to pay for the one with the steel tines, but I should have. Steel rake head, should have, because the plastic rake broke when I tried to pull that thing down. Now that little wimpy rake was no match for a big elderberry bush that was growing, and I'm just like, you are massive. And it was like, yes, I am massive, but I'm like, you can't grow here. You're just gonna have to different iterations so you can grow somewhere else. So not here, not here. You just can't grow there, unfortunately. I'd rather watch a tree grow because I love trees, but not in my patio. It can't grow in my patio, okay? It cannot grow in my patio, okay? That's all. It has to grow somewhere else. So it's like a bushy tree. And then apparently elderberries are edible, but you have to like boil them first because people were saying that they have certain toxins in them. I'm not even sure I would advocate if you go eat them in nature because I'm not a horticulturalist and I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. And if you go pick them and eat them, it would be better not to, okay? Like, I have experimented with eating certain things in nature, but I'm much more cautious now because I thought I was chewing on a yerba sante leaf up in the San Bernardino Mountains, and it turned out it was part of the poodle dog bush, and that thing is poisonous. And when I put it in my mouth, I knew right away. And later that night, I had a horrible rash. And I only had it in my mouth for like a second before I realized. So after that, I'm much more cautious. Like I used to love to go up to the San Bernardino Mountains and eat the little choke cherries, which they have a big pit, but they have like this really juicy berry on them. And you know they're good because you'll see deer prints and bear prints leading to these bushes. But yeah, I really highly caution if you're out in nature, be very careful what you're eating, you know. I'm not going to recommend you just go eat anything. Be very cautious. And research and vet it first, you know. You don't want to eat the wrong thing. Okay, so I'm going to come right here a little bit more. Like on this side. It's pretty good. I might just put some more tingling spray in. And then I have more of this oil-based leave-in conditioner, like this Brazilian Mist leave-in conditioner, but it can double as like a, I think it's me wet. It's like a detangler as well, and it, I don't know, it just kind of works with the leave-in conditioner. I feel like it just kind of makes it a little bit easier to even comb through. I like doing it. You don't have to do this specific routine because it's just when I'm making it for myself. I don't know what's going to work for you. I do recommend leave-in conditioners, you know. I do. Usually, if I wash my hair in the early morning, I'm rushing, and I have to put it in a braid and put it up in the claw clip. But it's better, honestly. And I used to love, like, when I was riding a bike, like, putting my hair in a wet braid because it would slick it back so good. And just riding my bike to my location, like wherever I was going. But that was like 8-9 years ago. I don't ride a bike anymore. So if you plan ahead and you wash your hair when you have lots of time, I almost think that's better because you can let it dry a little bit more, which I'm kind of more about these days, just because it makes combing it out less stressful, I feel like. Although combing out my hair has been a breeze since I've started using amantadimethicone products. I highly recommend them, friends. I don't know why people hate amantadimethicone so much, but yeah, they're good. I don't understand the hate for it. I like these products. They work on my hair quite well. Alrighty. That was so much fun. I love combing out my hair. I'll probably do another round later with the unbrush scoop that I have, which I do have an unbrush, but lately I've been liking this guy more for some reason. But I should bring out my unbrush again and maybe play around with him a bit. But I've just been liking this brush better. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys.